Well, hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I think y'all have popped on here before I have. Hey, Miss Antoinette, you are always the first one on my live. You live in North Carolina, right? I was in North Carolina this past weekend at an engagement party. And it was kind of cool. So maybe one day when I'm in North Carolina, I'm going to have to stop by and say hello to you, since I do feel like that you are absolutely a part of my worldwide Curl Health family. So I like that you said worldwide. Let's see. Hey, now, SC, who is that? Is that Miss Sharon? Who's SC? Bershella, welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad that you all have joined me this evening. How's everyone doing? Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Hey, Shelby. Hello, Joan. Greetings from Ohio. Okay, yes, that is you. I wanted to make sure that's you, Miss Sharon. Wanted to make sure that is you. Let's see. Who else? Who else do we have on? Hey, Miss Inez. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. Okay, so you're in Chicago. We'll take Chicago. All right. So you know how I do. Y'all know how I do. I probably start in about a few minutes to give a few people time to get on. Hey, Miss Evelyn. Thank you all so much for joining. Tonight, I'm going back to gray, but I'm going back to gray in a different way. You know, in February, I did a very, very, very thorough session on gray and how to take care of gray hair and how to maintain it. And then I was supposed to do part two of that session where I was actually going to show how to style gray hair. But you all who follow me know that my father passed like 2 days after that live, and I kind of shut down for a month. So when I came back, it was in the middle of the whole Will Smith slap heard around the world. So I said, okay, let me go back to alopecia. Let me address that. So I'm coming back to gray today because I'll go back and I'll look at your comments, and I have my Curl House team. They'll kind of review the lives, they'll review the comments, and they'll give me feedback on some of the comments and also give me suggestions. So, based upon the feedback that I got from the gray session, what I realize is that a lot of women are they don't enjoy um they don't enjoy their gray hair, and that's cool. And they want to, some made comments, can I reverse the gray, can I slow down the gray, can I delay getting color? Or some people said, I'm okay with gray, but I just don't want it to get too gray. So based upon those comments tonight, we're going to talk about how, or if it's possible for you to delay or slow down the process of graying. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I promise you, I will go back to part three, which is going to be all about styling. I usually use myself as a model for styling, but I still have my flat twist in. Yes, I still have my flat twist in. I was supposed to take them out, but I didn't feel like it, so I'm still wearing my flat twist. Miss Inez, you can't stay. Okay, it's okay. You can catch the replay. You can't hang tonight, huh? It's 7 o'clock in Virginia. So I'm not sure where you are, but it's pretty early. But you can't hang tonight. It's okay. Get your rest. And you can catch the replay. But thanks for popping in. So that's what we'll be talking about tonight, about gray. And this area, it's so much information that I have actually decided to do something different, y'all. Y'all know normally I just sit here and talk, which is what I prefer to do. I'm a talker, but what happens when I get off the live? What do I say? Crap, I forgot to say that. Or crap, I forgot to tell them that. So I did something different. I actually have my computer here, and I have everything written, all the points that I want to highlight. or at least I think I want to highlight, so I don't miss anything. So I'm doing this for the first time where I'm actually going to use notes to make sure that I don't miss anything. But of course, if you have any questions, y'all drop your questions below. And normally I'll go back and answer the questions, or I will answer the questions as I go, just depending on how I flow. But anyway, that's what we're talking about tonight. So is anybody, do you all think that you all can reverse graying or slow down the process of graying? Do you think you can do that? Does anybody think that's possible? That you can reverse the process of graying or slow down the process of graying? Because I'll be completely honest, I am gray. I'm right smack dead in the middle of graying, and I'm okay with my gray. I'm okay. It's, it is what it is. I like the way it looks, the gray. I think it just gives me a pop of something extra. I've accepted it. But if I had a choice, would I have went gray in my 30s? No. But I didn't know then what I know now. So that's what I'll be talking to you about today. Okay, so Shelby, you said you don't think you can stop it, but you may be able to slow it down. Okay. But Shella says it may be possible. How to deal with the stress. Bilo says you don't think so. Okay. Somebody else says they think it's possible. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Does anybody really like their gray? Like, if you had a choice, would you have went gray when you went gray, or would you prefer to not be gray? Or if the gray that you have now, is that gray okay? You just don't want no more. Hey, Miss Bernetta, welcome, welcome, welcome. I forgot to do my introduction, y'all. I'm so used to just talking to y'all like y'all my family, like y'all know me. But of course, there's always people here who do not know me. So let me do my little introduction. My name is Karen. I am a trichologist, so I specialize in hair loss and scalp disorders. I'm also a licensed cosmetologist, specialize in natural hair care. I love all things healthy and all things fabulous. I am located in Virginia as well. I am no longer a practicing stylist, but so I no longer take clients for styling. However, I do make referrals to people who I believe are fabulous. And I am a practicing trichologist, though. Okay, so yeah, you prefer not to be gray, Miss Gwendolyn. Absolutely. If I had my choice, I would have not went gray. Let me tell you what happened to me. I went to school, I went to college, I got a master's degree, I got my first job in my 20s at VCU, which is a local university in Virginia. I got my first job. I stayed at my first job for 10 years. It was cool, but at some point, I've always known that I am a hairstylist. Like, it's just always been in me. I've been doing hair all my life. So after 10 years of working as a research faculty at VCU, I decided I was going to leave my full-time job and I'm going to start this business on natural hair. I did. I left VCU and I started a business around natural hair. I started styling hair. I started educating people. So I officially became an beauty entrepreneur. And during that process, guess what happened? I got stressed out. I got completely stressed out. And guess what started happening to my hair in my late 20s, very early 30s? I started going gray. So, and at that time, I attributed the gray to the stress. And I can pretty much guarantee you, I started graying as young as I was at that time because I was stressed. You can look at one of my favorite people in the world is President Obama. And I remember President Obama as a senator. I remember how he looked. I remember what his hair looked like. Of course, I'm a stylist, so I always remember hair. I looked at his gorgeous dark brown hair before he went into office. And then you saw what he looked like after he left office. Where do you think all that gray hair came from? Stress. Same thing happened with Clinton. Stress. So yes, stress will cause your hair to go gray, among many, many things. Gray hair in general comes with age. So no, to answer the question that I asked you earlier, for those of you all who are just popping on, I asked you all, do you think you can stop the graying process? And the correct answer is you can't stop it, but you can slow it down. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about slowing down your gray. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a disclaimer that you may not like what I have to say. But if you know me, then what I'm going to say shouldn't be out of the ordinary because it's going to be along the same lines of some of the things that you have heard before. Okay, let's see. Let me see a few of these comments. Some of you all started at 32. You're mildly stressed. Okay, so even mildly stressed can bring on gray. Mildly, I was sufficiently, thoroughly, completely stressed. And it brought on gray at a very, very early age. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that question, Teresa. We'll talk about that. So I'm gonna go back to some of the questions, but I'm gonna start talking about some of the things you can do to minimize the gray. Um, some of you will just accept it, which is good. But if you want to kind of slow down the progression, then that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So as we age, one of the main things with age is oxidation of our cells. So oxidation of the cells, oxidation is normal with aging. Oxidation causes free radicals. Free radicals within your body is what just works havoc on your body, and that's what actually causes you to age, right? But there's this thing called oxidative stress. Now, oxidative stress is when there's an imbalance of the free radicals and the antioxidants in the body. That is oxidative stress. And that is one of the things that you can do, one of the things that you can reverse or minimize that's going to help you slow down your graying hair. So when I think about oxidative stress, I was looking at a documentary on health. I'm all into health. It's called, I think it was called un Unflame Me. So you know how we talk about a lot of inflammation in the body. So the documentary I was looking at was called Unflame Me. So I guess it reduced the amount of inflammation in your body. And the doctor was talking about oxidation in the body and oxidative stress. And he likened it to an apple. Um, Oxidation in your body, and this is an apple. I know this ring light is bright light. Can you see how brown that is? Okay, there we go. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Can you see how brown that apple is? This is oxidation. Like when you cut an apple or I had an avocado the other day. I cut it, I left it out. This is oxidation. So the doctor likened oxidation similar to this apple. Take this and imagine this going on inside of your body. This, I'm not going to use the word rotting, but it's oxidized. It's turning brown. It's not the same. This is the example that he used to describe oxidation within the body. That is what happens to our cells when there's oxidative stress, when again there's an imbalance of the free radicals and the antioxidants, an imbalance because you have both. But when it's imbalanced, that is what happens to your body, and that is one of the main things that causes your hair to go gray. Again, hold on. Remember, going gray is genetic. Going gray means the melanocytes, this is what we talked about last month, or the melanin cells that form around your hair follicle. Once those melanin cells or melanocytes die, then the melanin is decreased and your hair turns gray. Okay. But when you have oxidative stress within the body, then that's what causes some of the cells to die, right? That oxidation. So, one of the things that you need to reduce is your oxidative stress. Now, oxidative stress is normal as you age, but in our society, we are experiencing very, very high levels of stress and very, very high levels of oxidative stress. So, the first thing that I want to offer, oh, there's even a study. So I told you I'm following my notes this time so I can make sure I tell you everything that I had prepared to tell you for this evening. There's a study, a 2020 study, that actually noted that premature graying was not only linked to that oxidative stress, but it also concluded that increasing your antioxidant uptake will yield benefits. So, in other words, what does that mean? So, if oxidative stress, which is the imbalance of free radicals and antioxidants, if that is what's causing a causation factor for your hair to gray, and if the study concludes that if you increase your amount of antioxidants, then that is going to slow down your graying hair. So that is the very first suggestion tonight. The very first suggestion is to increase the antioxidants in your body. And how do you think you increase the antioxidants in your body? What you think? Y'all know it? It's through your foods. There we go. It's through your foods, through what you eat. Increase the antioxidants in your body. And a lot of times it's through what you eat. And for the most part, it's through your plants. Yes, through your plants. So some of the things. So what causes or what increases the free radical production in your body would be things such as red meat is an example, your grilled foods, your charred foods. So if you can minimize that, right, but increase the antioxidants in your body, that can slow down gray taking over your entire head. So some of the things, for example, let me show you some examples. You can have some healthier fats and healthier foods, such as nuts. Okay. Increase your intake of that. You can increase your intake of peppers, your citrus foods. These are all the things that I pulled out of my kitchen, y'all, right before I started talking. So that tells you what I eat. Okay. And what else? We have berries. Berries are great in antioxidants as well. And pineapple. Okay, because we want to increase vitamin C rich foods. So that is one of the things. The foods that you eat can help with building or increasing your antioxidant level. That is key. That's number one. And then I know all y'all have heard about biotin, right? Biotin helps your hair grow. Yes, it does. But the B vitamins, one of the main vitamins that will help to slow down your gray, is B12. Do I have any plant-based people online? B12? B12 is not made by the body. So your body doesn't naturally produce it. You have to get it from your foods. A lot of people get their B12s from their meats. A lot of people get it from the meats. It's found in not just the animal, it's found more so in the bacteria, the things that it's found in bacteria and through the meats. So you can definitely increase your B12 through what you eat, and specifically through meats. If I have any vegetarians on here, then there is a B12 deficiency not just among vegetarians or vegans. I think like 30% of meat eaters are B12 deficient too. But if you are vegetarian, you can get a B12 supplement. You can get B12 from some of your fortified cereals, from example. You can get it from some of your yogurt, from example. So increase your B12. B12 is excellent for helping to minimize your going gray, because what B12 does, along with vitamin A and vitamin C, it also helps to increase your melanin production. So remember, your melanin is what gives your hair color anyway. So if you are increasing your B12, then you are helping with the melanin production. So that's why it's important. If you want to slow it down, I'm saying slow it down, not stop. If you want to slow it down, increase increase B12. And again, you can get it from your foods. A lot of your citrus foods have that B12 and vitamin C in it. And that is going to be key if you want to slow down your gray. Now, for me, I'm not, these are some of the foods that I eat just for health reasons in general. That is important to me in general. I am now all plant-based, in case anybody asks. I am now all plant-based. I've completely changed my diet. I am like laser focused on my health. So that is why when I come online, I talk to you a lot about hair growth, hairstyles, healthy hair, and health in general. Because believe it or not, I know some of you all might get tired of me talking about health, but that is just like, oh, why is health the answer to everything? Because it is. It is. So even if you put in your body, that is key. It all works together. That is just the way I believe God created us. It all works together. So increase that. Now, the other thing that you want to consider, I've already talked about that antioxidant rich diet. So you can get that from foods. And guess where else you can get it from? Oh, darn, I left my prop, but crap. The other thing that you can get it from is from your herbal teas. You can get it from your herbal teas. Herbal teas. So, for those of you who don't want to necessarily go out and have your refrigerator look like a garden, like mine typically does, a very colorful garden, then you can get it from your teas. Get it in your teas. And let me tell you about one herb that is awesome for slowing down gray. And it's awesome for hair growth too, but we're not talking about hair growth. But rosemary, did y'all know that? Rosemary rosemary is awesome for slowing down gray. Rosemary, I mean, there's been studies with rosemary that shows it really does help. Rosemary does help to repair nerves and other cellular damage, and it also helps with the melanocytes, and it also helps to the melanocytes so that they die off at a slower pace. Remember, the melanocytes or melanin, that is what causes, that is the cells that actually give you that melanin or that pigment. So I know people who actually do rosemary tea rinses. So they take the rosemary herb, they steep it, and they do a rosemary tea mix, tea rinse, and they put it on their scalp. And that helped them to minimize the onset of graying and the spread of graying. So rosemary is excellent for minimizing the spread of graying. Rosemary herb. You can drink it, or you can do a rosemary. So I don't have, like, a part of the Curl House collection. We do offer, I do have a tea for those of you who do not know. In addition to the product line that I carry, I'm all about what's going on within the body. So this follicle nourishing growth tea is just full of herbs that help you with both your body, help you with cellular regeneration, also help you with your body, help you with cellular regeneration. It has a lot of herbs. It has nettle in it. Nettle in it is really awesome as well. It's a natural source of iron. Nettle is a great source of iron. It has horsetail, it has silica, it has lemongrass. So it's full of antioxidants. So if you want to get your antioxidants, increase your antioxidant consumption, you can get it through your teas as well. So that is, I think I got it, y'all. think I got it. I wanted to highlight 3 things that you can do to help reverse or slow down the onset of gray. And the fourth thing, and this is probably just as important as what you put in your body, is the stress. Yes, yes, yes. You have to minimize the stress. I already gave you the example of my second favorite person in the world. My first favorite person in the world is my husband. My second favorite person in the world is President Obama. I already told you that when he went into office, his hair was very, very dark brown and wavy. 8 years later, over 80% of his hair is gray, and that is due to stress. So that's just like the most clearest example I can tell you all around how how stress exacerbates the spreading of gray, which is why it is important that you do things to minimize your stress. You can pray, you can meditate, you can exercise. Exercise definitely helps to minimize the stress. Exercise also helps to increase blood circulation. Blood circulation is very important as well. But stress, if you all can adopt a lifestyle where you can manage your stress, right? Manage your stress. And in addition to managing your stress, you are eating properly. Eating, when I say properly, I mean, and I'm not, yes, I am plant based now, so I don't throw anyone, the meat eaters, under the bus, don't get me wrong. But most of the antioxidants are in your plants. They're in your plants and they're in your herbs. So if you can increase your intake of whole foods, of whole fruits and vegetables. I've showed you some of them over here, of the citrus fruits, of the orange, for example, of the citrus peppers. That helps to slow down that onset of gray. So if any of you all are trying to slow down the gray, then it's all about, you got to go inside. I know y'all tired of hearing me say it. You so tired of hearing me saying, oh gosh, here we go again. It's back to your health. But it just goes hand in hand, y'all. It does. Healthy hair and healthy body go hand in hand. Your health is a barometer of your hair. It is. But tonight, specifically, we're talking about gray. So I wanted to make sure I give you a few suggestions over a few things that you can do to slow down the onset of gray. Yes, Shelby, you're absolutely right. Our food is the best medicine for everything in our body. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, and you are a proud vegan. Yay! I am not vegan yet, but I am right on the footsteps. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of dairy. Like, I just started not too long ago. And I can say just going to a whole food plant-based eating. Hold on. Miss Antoinette said you're on your way to a 100% whole food plant-based eating. You're not there yet. I'm not there yet. But when I say vegetarian or even vegan, I say not vegan yet because I had some eggs the other day without the yolk. But so it's gradually. It's gradual for me. But I do feel 100% better. I really do feel fabulous. I do. Now that I just started eating plants, I feel fabulous. And it's hard for me to even describe. I get up early, I have energy just from eating plants, whole plants though. So I know just from, studying and reading about veganism and even vegetarian, there's still a lot of processed meats, there's still a lot of fast food. I cut out all of that. I absolutely cut off all of that. Yes, Miss Frida, plant-based, way to go. Yay. So somebody said something about you didn't know about the benefit of rosemary. Yes, that is correct. You said you have a plant outside. You'll start steeping the leaves and steam for fresh tea. Yes, you can steam for fresh tea, and you can do a rosemary tea rinse, where after you wash your hair, you take the tea and you primarily put it on your scalp. You can do that, a rosemary tea rinse too. That's why rosemary has so many benefits Rosemary is in it's in all of my products. It's in every single product that I have for healthy hair and healthy scalp. Rosemary, for that reason, it's in the shampoo, it's in the conditioner, it's in the leave-in conditioner, it's in the growth drops that you put directly to your scalp because of all of the amazing benefits of rosemary. So you can also do that rosemary tea rinse yourself, Teresa, if you want to minimize or slow down that progression of gray. I know someone personally who has done that, and she personally has gotten amazing results as a result. And of course, rosemary has many other things that help. It's an antioxidant. It helps with your scalp. It helps to increase blood circulation to your scalp, among many things. So rosemary is awesome. Um, and then we got Sierra online, and Sierra is actually praying for gray hair. What? I think you are the very first person that I have ever heard say that. Now, I'm going to tell you, you be careful what you ask for now, because gray hair, if you go back and look at my live from, I believe it was February 17th, I talked about gray hair and my challenges with gray hair. I love the way gray hair looks. I think it is gorgeous. I think it's fabulous. But all gray hair wasn't created equal. And that I have many former clients with gray hair. Some textures are very soft and feel super super moisturized. Other textures are super dry and wiry. Like me, that is what happened to my hair. My gray hair, the texture changes when you go gray. Your sebaceous gland doesn't work the same. So your sebaceous gland doesn't produce the same amount of sebum. So therefore, that gray hair can be very wiry and very tough. So Sierra, you be careful what you ask for, but you go, girl. You get your gray hair. We don't want you to stress out to get it though. Just let it come naturally. It'll come. Believe me, it is genetic. And as you age, that gray will float on in. But you take your time wishing for that gray hair. Um, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Miss Antoinette thanks Shelby for that encouragement, because with that plant-based lifestyle, what I noticed, my doctor, Dr. Asina Madison in Richmond of the Garden of Eden Health Center in Richmond, she is super, super awesome, you all. If you all are in the Richmond area, I suggest Dr. Asina Madison at the Garden of Eden Health Center. She is a medical doctor, but she strongly encourages that plant-based diet or plant-based lifestyle. So at some point before COVID, I actually had a treatment room in her medical center treating clients with hair loss. And of course, we talked about diet and nutrition all the time. And her answer to a lot of things is lifestyle. Her answer to a lot of things is what you eat. So she has programs where she actually gets people off of medication through changing their diet and um, changing their diet to a plant-based diet. I know she's gotten several customers, several of my customers, and several people off of type 2 diabetes just from putting them on a plant-based lifestyle. I mean, it really, really, really makes a difference. I know I'm talking about it now. At some point, I am going to do a live about it, but I'm talking about it because it's primarily the foods. It's those plants that really, really help your body in so many ways. So tonight, of course, we're talking about slowing down the gray and in taking upping your antioxidant foods, which is found in a lot of plants and herbs. But just as a lifestyle, it helps in so many ways. Hey, Angelica, you've heard of Garden of Eden? Great. You have an appointment coming up. Awesome. Tell Dr. Madison I said hello and thank you for joining me on Angelica. Um, yeah, Dr. Madison, Miss Frida, she is amazing. And you said, and you're living proof that she will work with you to get you off the meds. Yes, she will. She will work with you to get you off of that medicine, and she will absolutely help you. Help you by putting you on a plant-based diet. She does not play about those plants. And what she says, and I thought this was very practical for clients who just say, you know what? I can't do it. I can't get off the meat. She's very practical. She's not going to shove it down your throat, but she is going to encourage you to increase your consumption of whole foods and vegetables. So that doesn't mean that you cut out the meat. You might reduce the meat, or even as opposed to eating meat for lunch, have a all plant-based lunch. So she's very practical for some people who say, you just they can't do it, but increase your consumption of whole fruits and vegetables. Absolutely increase the consumption. So, and that's what I encourage you all to do today, particularly those who are gray, who want to minimize their progression of gray, or just if you want to live a more healthy lifestyle. And if you currently don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. And I say fruits and vegetables because it's whole foods. Vegetarian, I realize vegetarian, you can also have sugar. You can also have a lot of bread with vegetarian. You can have a lot of pasta. You can have a lot of processed food. That's still no meat. So when I say vegetarian or even vegan, I'm talking about whole fruits and vegetables. I'm not talking about replacing with a lot of processed foods, a lot of processed meats, but just really increasing your whole fruits and vegetables. This is what's in my kitchen. So let me see. So that's what I recommend in terms of plant-based. So Miss Antoinette said, would I advise, using Curl House tea directly on the scalp or in the hair as a rinse? That is a very good question, Antoinette. Yes, it can be used as a tea rinse. I have never used it as a tea rinse, but I am very familiar with the ingredients in the Curl House tea, um, which is hibiscus, peppermint, increases circulation. Lemongrass does the same thing. Red clover herb is great for regulating hormones. Nettle leaf is awesome, awesome, awesome for the scalp, for the hair, for the body. It's rich in iron. Alfalfa leaf, oat straw, horsetail silica. You can absolutely use it. As a rinse on the scalp. And you know what, Miss Antoinette? I'm going to put that on my list of something that I'm going to talk about, doing a tea rinse. I know several people who actually do tea rinses, or even I think Miss Teresa said she has fresh rosemary in her backyard. You can actually get rosemary and use that as a rinse. So yes, you absolutely can. So let's see. Yes, let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, maybe I can get. Yes, all right. I will invite Dr. Madison to be a part of my live session. We actually did a live session. I didn't do it on YouTube. We did it on wow, we did it in COVID. I think it was around 2020 or 2021. I actually did have Dr. Madison, and I did a live with her, and she was awesome. So yes, I will invite Dr. Madison on one of my lives. I think on that live we talked about food and hair growth. But I will definitely have her come on and talk about plant-based lifestyle. She is like super, super awesome. She really, really is. So thank you for that suggestion, Miss Antoinette. She will be coming soon. Let's see. Angelica, are tea rinses really effective? I have a lot of questions about that. That's a very, very good question, Angelica. When I get questions like this, I touch on them for a few minutes, but all I see it as, okay, this is another great idea for live. So yes, tea rinses are effective. Of course, it's what's in the tea that makes it effective. So I wouldn't say tea rinses in general, but it all depends on what herb you're using and what you're using it for, because of all of the medicinal properties in plants, or in teas. Yes, they are very effective. You can do tea rinses for dry and itchy scalp. You can do tea rinses for hair growth. For example, some people do tea rinses to strengthen the hair. So yes, because if you look at, for example, it's what goes directly onto the scalp. And what goes onto the scalp affects the follicle. So It's a tea rinse, like the growth drops that I have, that goes directly to the scalp. What's in the growth drops are a lot of, it's like 15 herbs that go into the follicle and help to do many things at the root, that goes beneath the scalp as opposed to just topically. It actually seeps into that pore to stimulate growth among many things. So yes, tea rinses are effective. It all depends on what your tea rinse concoction is, number one. And then it also depends on what you're using the tea rinse for. So, Angelica, that's a very good question. And I will add tea rinses to my list of lives. So, Miss Evelyn, you have accepted your grade, although it took you some time to get to this point. I know the feeling. I have accepted my grade too. I accepted my grade 5 years ago when I started going, no, not 5 years ago. I started going gray in 20. No, I started going gray. No, I stopped coloring my hair in 2016. That's when I accepted it. I started going gray, what, almost 20 years ago. Is when I actually started going gray. But now I have accepted it. I accepted it probably for a different reason than you, quite frankly. I accepted it because as a hairstylist, I only styled my hair, or I only colored my hair in the hair salon. So when you are a hairstylist, you see some of us walking around looking a mess. It is because we don't feel like doing our own hair. We make sure you look fabulous and your hair looks great. But if we have to spend an extra 2 hours in the salon to do our own hair, that just feels like work to us. So in 2016, I said, you know what? I don't want to spend an extra minute in this salon to color my hair. So I'm going to leave and I'm going to embrace this gray. So that's how I started embracing my gray, simply because I didn't feel like coloring it. But anyway, I'm sure it's a process to embrace it. And I'm really glad you embraced it. And I am going to do a gray part 3 session where I'll be talking specifically about styling gray hair. Um, let's see. Angelica. Yes, the growth drops are phenomenal. Yes, you use them on your son's hair too. Yes, so the growth drops are totally plant-based. They are all plants housed in water with some glycerin. That's the growth drops. So yes, they are safe enough for babies. They are. So I'm so glad you used them in your son's hair as well. Okay, let's see. I think I'm on schedule tonight. Y'all know I like to finish up by 8 o'clock. I think I may have answered all the questions. Y'all have given me some really, really awesome ideas. I do have I have a um like a 3 month schedule of lives that I'll be doing for the next 3 months. But when I get these awesome ideas, like when y'all pop things up here, like maybe I should include Dr. Madison, then that gives me ideas. So we may have her. I may have to sneak her in for the next session. I need to see what the next session is about. But are y'all interested in learning about the benefits of a plant-based diet? Anybody interested in that? And what's awesome about Dr. Madison is she has her practice here in Richmond, but I'm about 99% certain she does virtual appointments as well. For those of you who are not in the Richmond, Virginia area and are interested in connecting with her, I would strongly, strongly suggest her. So I think I will have her on a live to talk about plant-based, and not just plant-based, just some medical issues and how plant-based lifestyle helps that. And that's really, when it comes to hair growth, you all know my specialty is hair growth and healthy hair, but it is all tied up in what you eat. Even, unfortunately, a lot of, when I treat clients who are unfortunate and are going through hair loss, a lot of ways to correct that, to stabilize it, to restore it, is through your diet. So even when I worked with her, I didn't say just wash your hair and use this product. No, you left with the full plan on what to eat as well, because it's all connected. Like what Miss Shelby said, our food is the best medicine for everything in our bodies. And what I used to say is let food be your medicine. That's what it is. Let food be thy medicine. Actually, that's somebody else's quote. But anyway, I say it too. Let no wait. What is it, y'all? Hold on. Um, I don't know. I forgot what I used to say. Let your healthy lifestyle be your medicine. I don't know. I forgot. But we're gonna go what you said, Shelby. Let Our food is our best medicine for everything in our bodies. So it is like the food, what we eat, what we put in our bodies, it makes a difference in our health and how we feel. It makes a difference in our hair, it makes a difference in our nails, it makes a difference in our mindset, our food. And I am personally going through this now because I just changed to a plant-based whole food diet. You know what? It's been 2 weeks. How you like them apples? 2 weeks. I started 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I started. So today makes the conclusion of 2 weeks. I've been on this plant-based diet. And after 2 weeks, I can't even describe how I feel. I feel fantastic. I have some things going on in my body now. As I'm aging now, it's things that I want to I've been concerned about my health, but I'm even more concerned about it now that I'm aging. I didn't say I was old. I said I'm aging gracefully. And I want to age gracefully, and I know the best way to do that is through diet and exercise. So I am, speaking of exercise, I am about to head to the gym. It is 7:50. Yes, I am going to the gym at 8 o'clock. So I'm just getting back from out of town. But health comes first. So I don't think I have any more questions. I think we are good. Let's see. I had to learn to eat, to lie, to live, not to wait. Let me put that. I had to learn to eat to live, not live to eat. Yes, that is the difference. That is the difference. Eating for life, eating for healthy life. Miss Bernetta, I am so glad that I helped you to embrace your gray. Yes. So you say your issues is with style and with the frizziness. That's something that we are going to address, Miss Bernetta. If you were not on my live, if you didn't catch my live, it was on February 17th. You can go back and look at it. I talked about that some, but I am going to talk about gray hair and styles coming up soon. It's coming. So okay, so you are okay. So you're going to reach out to Dr. Madison. Um, I am going to have her on the show. I'll just check to see if I can have her on next week. If next week works, I'll see if I can have her on next week, and we'll just have kind of an informal conversation talking about plant-based and whatever she wants to talk about. But I will see if I can have her on next week. We have done classes together where I talk about hair loss, she talks about lifestyle, and it really, really goes hand in hand. So I absolutely think you should reach out to her, Miss Antoinette. Yes, you will. When you come to Richmond, you can see both myself and Dr. Madison. And thank you, Sharon, for my commitment to health. I am really, really committed to it. So let's see. The holistic doctor told you about the real benefits of eating organic. Yes, because um, it's the pesticides. So it's and even me, I'm learning more about organic myself. So I'm just right at the beginning of this process. I believe in keeping it real. I'm right at the beginning. I am 2 weeks in with this process. So, or organic, when I started looking at things such as like What the Health. Have y'all seen What the Health? Forks Over Knives. Like that stuff is mind blowing when you start watching that about how the animals are treated, what they're given, how if they have cancer, they just cut it off and keep it moving. It's just horrible. The pesticides, the sprays, the taking pork feces and grinding it up and refeeding it back to the hogs. It's just like, ugh, it was gross. So it's like, I understand why we have so many health challenges, why we have so many diseases. And I believe it's in what we eat. And I believe, because, I take everything back to the Bible, y'all. Y'all know me. I was in the Bible probably last week and I was reading like, well, God, what do you think about food? What do you think about plants? And I went into Genesis, and in the earlier part of Genesis, I don't know, Genesis 2 or 3, I read that God said that I will give you all the plants to eat. So you eat all the plants. And in the Bible, in Genesis, it also talks about seed bearing plants or seed bearing fruits. So back to the question around organic, something that has a seed in it. We don't see that a lot. When's the last time I seen a grape that actually had a seed in it? But God gave us seed bearing plants. So that stood out. So I read it 1,000 times before, but the seed bearing plant stood out. So, and I think it's in Genesis 2. It's he God said he gives us the seed bearing plants to eat. So okay, so then maybe by Genesis 9, I think, then it says, and now I give you meat. So I gave you plants and now I give you meat. And I thought, okay, God, well, here you gave us meat. But then I started thinking the meat that he gave us is not the meat that we eat today. So even my mom said that the fruits and the meats that she ate 70 years ago is not what we're eating now. So what God gave us, he didn't give us the plants that's full of steroids and injected with hormones to grow and pesticides that just destroy our endocrine system and destroy our bodies and compromise our cellular regeneration. He didn't give us all of that. He didn't. Um, that's what we did. That's how we destroyed what God gave us through greed. But anyway, I'm going in another direction. So I'm going to stay focused right here. So, anyway, in terms of what God thought about it, I realized that I feel like God gave us both meat and gave us both vegetables, but we destroyed the meat. And quite frankly, we're destroying the vegetables too by what we're doing to vegetables, which is why the organic is better for you. So, okay, hold on. Y'all know I got to go. Somebody asked me, do I have an antioxidant rich recipes to slow down the grays, smoothies or otherwise? I have 10 grays and I'm on the struggle bus. Angelica, yes, I do. I started to show my Vitamix um, and showed everything that I include in my morning juice. I can tell you what it is. And if I have Dr. Madison on next week, I'm sure she'll talk about it more. But I will say this in terms of an antioxidant rich recipe to drink. Let me tell you what you can drink. You can have a green apple, put it in your Vitamix or in your blender in the morning. You can have a green apple, celery, cucumber, berries, spinach, cilantro, kale, ginger, flaxseed, chia seeds, and one other seeds, turmeric. Okay, and put about 30 or 40 ounces of water in it. You can blend all of that up in the morning. You drink that. That's what I have in the morning. So try that. That's your recipe. Um, 95% organic in your house, Shelby, and we're right behind you. We are on our way. Um, so I'm definitely going to include a session on a plant-based lifestyle. It may not necessarily be about hair growth, but if you know Karen, I'm somehow tie it to hair growth. I can't help myself, but I will have a session on a plant-based lifestyle. It is coming. I'll try to get it next week. If not, I'll try to get it in the upcoming weeks. Yes, Miss Antoinette. Yes, I will preach. Y'all know me. Okay, guys, it's been really fun chatting with you all today. I have given you some topics on how to slow down your graying hair, reducing your stress, reducing your oxidative stress, increasing your antioxidant diet or the antioxidant foods you eat, drinking antioxidant teas like rosemary, or the one that I have is the Curl House tea. Those are all things that you can do. Oh, increasing your B12 too. That's linked as well to studies show that that's also linked to slowing down gray. So I just wanted to make sure that I answered all your questions. My question about coloring gray. Okay, I'm getting off the phone. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Hold on, I missed that question. I think you asked, are there some natural ways? Don't know about the benefit of rosemary. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. You asked a question about coloring gray. some options for natural hair color in gray. So just in general, with natural hair color in gray. So gray hair, I don't know if you are referring to do you want a permanent color? Do you want a demi-permanent? Do you want a rinse? Those are kind of like the options. A very, very natural way to color your hair. If you even want to use a plant, I know people who you can mix a plant like henna is the way you can cover your gray, but that's going to give you like a red or a orange look. You can do henna with indigo. That gives you a darker look. I even know people who mix henna, indigo, and coffee to color their gray. And that is very, very natural because it's a coffee beans or it's the henna plant. So that is the most natural way to do it. Otherwise, when you're coloring gray, you can use something like a demi permanent, so you're not lifting the hair a lot. Demi permanent, you can talk to your stylist about that so that you're not lifting the hair as much, because the hair is already light, so you don't need to lift it. You just need to deposit the color over it. So talk to your stylist about a demi permanent, or of course you can get it out of the um, beauty supply store, but a demi permanent, or look up a henna indigo mix to cover your hair. So I don't know what color you want it. Okay, I hope that answered your question. If not, I will be back next week to answer more questions. Thank you so much, Sierra. Thank you for your encouragement. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for Miss Antoinette. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Cousin Tina. I appreciate you too. Okay, until we talk again, stay fabulous.